I think we are live. Everything should be working. What we don't tend to do over here is connect the live and then do a load of maintenance to make sure the live is ready. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Well, this is going to be a controversial one. Let's see how many minutes it takes me to get demonetized. Good job I'm not in this for the money. Bloody YouTube. How is everyone? Standard. Get that off the screen. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are we all on this Sunday evening? Can't believe I can't believe it's nearly February. Madness. Madness. What's we got here? Right, let's get rid of Welcome to Harsh Reality Live. We know where you are, don't you? You know what you got to do as well. Smash that like button, or I'll smash you. None of us were there. You're right. None of us were there. None of us were there at all. Let's get rid of that. Yes. All we can do is speculate. But speculate we shall. And there's a lot of speculating to do. What's going on here? Get a shot of that music. Yeah. I'll dip into chat. Hello, everyone. That's as much as I'm going to say. Hello. We don't do like roll calls over here. So if it's your first time and, you want us to be like, hello, John, hello, Steve, hello, Peter. We don't do that because it's shit. How many people that upset? All these lovely creators out there. So, the Idaho case. We will later on touch on the Anna Walsh case briefly. And as far as the Kylie Rodney case, I don't really know what to say about it. I know that it's still being investigated, despite the few people who say it's closed, it's done with, it's over, it's finished. It's not. It would appear that the Nevada Sheriff's Department's part of the investigation is over, but it is still being looked into. How are they saying it? Right, so the fact of how she became deceased has been deemed as a drowning / accident, but they've got to finish investigating how the accident happened in the first place. Which, I think there's a lot to be looked into there. Where is Milo and Casper? So Casper is currently upstairs with the other half, and Casper is upstairs with the other half, and Milo is in the kitchen. That's where he is. That's where he sleeps. A lot of people like free Milo. Where's Milo? What have you done to Milo? Right. So a lot of the time when you see me filming, when the video comes out, that's not live. I'm not rarely there at that time. I get up before everybody and do the videos. So the videos are generally done about 4 o'clock in the morning before anyone's about. There's a lot going on here at the moment, so yeah, I do it before everybody and get it done. But it will change shortly. He's not been tied up on it, put in a box or sent away. Don't worry, he's quite safe. Let's have a look. So, 19 months today, someone took our summer away. They did indeed. I actually got a message from Dom Wells today. Nothing more than just a random message saying thank you for your continued support of summer. But that's it. So yeah, we did hear from Dom Wells. With regards to summer, again, another one. I think as long as Ronnie Lawson is over there, we'll never really know what happened. But who knows? Hello, Ha. Shout out to you. Love from Rev Gang. Hello, Rev Gang. Yes. I need to head over there and see him. I've just been so tied up that, I've been... Casper... Oh, my God. So Casper has got himself a girlfriend. So one of the neighbours has a girl cat, and Casper jumps on my chest this morning, and he's whacking me in the face. So he wakes me up at 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning to then get me to take him outside to his girlfriend. This is a cat. A cat. There we go. There we go. But anyway, how long before the meat and potatoes? Are they being delayed? Or was that a polite way of saying, shut the fuck up? I mean, shut the... Not that one. That one. We done that last time. See, I haven't touched that button since the mess up on the last live. Was Don wanting to sell you some... He wasn't selling anything. There's nothing he could sell me. Trust me, that. You should get that interview with Don Wells. That would be interesting. I wouldn't interview Don Wells if he was wanting to be interviewed for 10 pence. There is nothing that guy has got to say worth anything. Do you know what I mean? That's as simple as that. And the way I know that is that he hasn't come out and said it now. Summer hasn't been found, and what's he going to do? Go onto someone's channel and all of a sudden tell the truth. Not going to happen. Not in a month of Sundays. There's so many things surrounding Summer's case. The latest one being the smell of potential deceased corpse in the walls of one of the buildings that he was doing ply lining on, or whatever it is, the drywall, and it's madness. Madness. The only thing I'm pretty sure of is that Summer didn't just wander off on her own and get lost or get taken by a bear. But maybe we'll do a Summer Wells live soon. We'll do that separately. We'll go back over that and have another look at that case and put some fresh eyes on it. It's a new year. New year, new eyes. So how is everyone? Is everyone good? Brian Koberger, what are we going to look at first? I've got some things to look at. You guys have been sending me loads of stuff. Thank you very much. I don't tend to look at emails as much at the weekend as I do during the week. Thank you very much, ASMR fan. Let Casper date. He can date all he wants. He just can't jump on my chest at stupid o'clock in the morning telling me all about it. I don't go and knock on him, do I, at 5 o'clock in the morning? Waking him up, telling him all about my relationship. Goddamn animal. Who we got mods in? Tracy's in. Hello, Tracy. We've got Jennifer in. Hello, Jennifer. I think I saw Dixie earlier on. The mods do a fantastic job over here. If you're new, we should be in very capable hands. And, yeah, what do we got? Right, so let me get some questions first of all, and let's have a look. So what do you think about the online post claiming he sold the knife to BK and the other BK was with him? I don't believe it. I do not believe... look, a huge coincidence, I will say. I'm going to do a video about that tomorrow, but because not everybody watches a lot. Not everyone want to watch these, do they? They get a bit long, and people's attention span are like a gnat. And, you know, it's hello, Dixie. I knew you was there somewhere. And Sugar and Spice as well. I think that's all of the mods for tonight at the moment. I have to keep an eye on two screens because that screen doesn't tell me who's who. This one does. and they run at different speeds, which is about as helpful as a chocolate fire guard. Yeah, I don't believe it. In fact, I think I've got that hair somewhere. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can share it with you. I should have it down here, and then get back up here and go on to this. Get me out of the way, somewhere down here. And we've got this hair, isn't it? This is the guy. This is the guy. So the poor man who was fatally shot by SWAT officers after a threat to roommates identified as army vet. What does everyone... Right. Show of hands. Let's have a show of hands first. We love you live, you moron. Cheers, Addy. Thank you very much. Not everyone does, though. Not everyone wants to watch lives. I can't... Like, I love when you guys send me stuff. I do. Like, a lot of the stuff what I find to talk about, you guys help me with that, which is great. So don't stop. But when, what I like is when someone will send me a video and I'll think, well, I'll go and watch that. You need to watch this. You need to watch it. Go and watch it now. Immediately get to it. I'll click on it and it's 5 fucking hours long. I mean, 5 hours long. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, I can't do it. I can't do it. I wish I could. I could do it like quick pace, I suppose. But then I'd then have to watch it 6 times so I manage to hear everything, which kind of defeats the object. But anyway, right, so show of hands. Number 1, if you believe Brent Kopacker was involved in the Moscow, Idaho case. Number 1, if you do. Number 2, if you don't. Go. Punch my damn mic. Yeah, so 1, you think he was involved. 2, you don't. That's it. And then while you're getting on that, I'm sure there's a delay. 1, 2, what we got? 2, 1, 2, 3. Did someone put for? No, it's just my eyes. Thought someone. Here we go. That one's going a bit frigging quicker. And that's because I clicked on that. What do we got? So a lot of ones. A lot of ones. Think that they do. There's a few 2s in there as well. Kind of 50-50, innit? Mods, help me out. Would you say it's about 50-50? What's that doing? About 50-50? Like, I'm going to say this. I think I should have put number 3. Put a number 3 in if you have no idea who Brent Lee Kopacker is. We've got 1. So number 3, if you have no idea who this guy is. Why is that moving on its own? Why is everything moving on its own? It's a bit weird. Number 3. We've got a 3 in the house. Number 3. We've got 3. More 3s. Dixie. Number 3. Looks like more 2s. Got a few 3s. Right, so we'll help the 3s out because there are a few 3s, which I'm quite surprised about. I should say put number 4 if you're surprised there's so many number 3s. But we could be doing this all night. By the end of the live, we'll be up to about 127. But number 127 if... There. So we've got a few 3s. Don't worry about the 4s, I was joking. Right, so in order to help those who are number 3. So Brent Lee Kopacker is an ex-army guy. And he was basically fatally shot by SWAT officers after a threat to roommates. Now, this guy suffered from PTSD for 16 years. He was a decorated army vet. Purple Heart, I believe. Let's just go through it quickly to catch everyone up. So look, Moscow, Idaho, the Washington man who recently triggered a SWAT response to an apartment complex in Pullman near the Washington State University campus on December the 15th has been identified as Brent Lee Kopacker, according to the Whitman County coroner. Authorities responded to the scene on the 1000 block of Southeast Latar Street, or Latar Street in Pullman, on the evening of December 14th because co-packer was threatening to kill his roommates, according to Pullman police. Co-packer 36 allegedly barricaded himself inside his apartment after police tried to speak with him, and as crisis negotiators tried to make contact, he began firing from his apartment, at which point the building residents were evacuated. Pullman Police Chief Jake Opgenorth wrote in a December 15th press release. This basically went on, and he was shot. He was shot. Let's quit taking aggression out on that mic. I know I've already broke one. Don't want to break another one. And so this is the guy here, look. Washington man who triggered a SWAT response. Now, at the end of the day, my personal opinion of this is that he is not involved. I'm not saying I'm right. You know that. I'm not saying I'm right at all, because I could be completely wrong. But I personally do not think he is involved in this. You read about this guy, you hear about this guy, and it doesn't fit. I just don't think it fits. PTSD. I'll say this. I will say that if the victims in Moscow had have been shot, that would have been a different kettle of fish, and I would have potentially sat here now and said, I feel that this could have been our guy. He could have at least been working with Brian Kohberger, and there's a connection. I think the choice of weapon used in this speaks volumes. I think that was strategically picked, and potentially so that could possibly look like someone from the Idaho University had done it. But at the end of the day, I don't think this guy is our guy. I genuinely don't. There is nothing whatsoever to say that he would have any issues with just 4 random students from this neighbouring university. There's nothing that says that whatsoever. And, I can't see it. And I don't want to speak about this guy for too long, connecting it to this. I'm going to do a short video tomorrow on it, just to put it to bed, my thoughts on it. But I'm telling you guys now, as an exclusive, Harsh does not think that this guy was involved in this. I genuinely don't. I think, and people will say facts that, it's this, I just don't know. From what I can see, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Like, PTSD works as it's almost like a response to something, as a spur of the moment. We are surrounded by people who have PTSD here, and PTSD is almost like a fight or flight response to something. It's not something that they would over time mastermind to go and randomly attack some people somewhere else. I'm not saying it's completely out of the realms of possibility, but to say that this guy could have potentially been involved because of his PTSD just doesn't ring true to me. And there has been cases in the past where people with PTSD have gone on to kill their partners and ex-partners and girlfriends, and it's a completely different kind of feeling to it. But I genuinely, it's odd. PTSD doesn't work. Doesn't work that way. They're more likely to hurt themselves, or it could be completely the opposite, and it would be to be completely calm in a situation where they should be frantic. It doesn't work the way in which these murders seem to have planned out. But I can see why people are feeling that this could have indeed been someone more skilled, because we have the time frame for what these murders in Moscow, how they happened, and it could be argued that the speed with which it happened, you would put that perhaps to someone who was more skilled, someone who entered into the property and they knew what they was doing, they were exact in what they were doing. But that's the only thing, for me, that's the only kind of thing that could add an element of doubt to it. The speed with which the Moscow murders happened. But then I think to myself, it's that amount of time. If we're saying sort of about approximately 10 minutes, perhaps, it's more than enough time. It is more than enough time. If he's gone in there and he knows the layout of that property. Now, let's not forget, whoever did it, they walked in there. So they knew the door was unlocked for a start. They didn't have to break in unless they thought they were going to have to break in, and that was a winner. But I think they had knowledge of that building. So that renders a lot of that time not in looking for where they've got to go. They've just gone into the property and they're just going room to room. And that's my take on it. But the evidence that we seem to have points towards Brian Kohberger. It does. And I'm not saying the guy's guilty. He's still got to go through due process. I say this time and time and time again. He's to be fair, to be right, he's got to go through it. But I think this time is more about his defense finding technicalities and loopholes to try and get him off, because that's the only way that they can. And I don't think the prosecution has as much as what people think they have. If they had a slam dunk case, if they genuinely had a slam dunk case, why on earth would the FBI be interviewing people who had dealings with Brian Kohberger when he was 12 years old? What would be the point of that? Just don't get it. I don't understand why. But anyway, let's go into comments. Now I've been ranting for 10 minutes. Let's see what people are saying. Let's click on this. If he was using narcotics and he was susceptible to being coherent, then I'm afraid Master Manipulator Brian could be doing a game with police and he's trying to outsmart the system. Again, it's not something that can be completely ruled out. Certainly not. Certainly not. What we got here? Regina Wright. If PTSD triggered the murders, we would have seen more deaths. PTSD don't switch off. It would have ended a lot sooner, similar to how it did in Pullman. There wouldn't have been anybody left either. He would have gone through that house, and I would imagine that he would have then hurt himself. You don't control it. It's that response to the situation. So yeah, this was too control. Let's not forget that whoever done this, potentially Brian Kohberger, they seemingly got out of that building and didn't drag any blood out of that building. And that, to me, concerns me. That concerns me. How did that happen? I don't get it. Because that's a question, isn't it? The question being, how did someone get in there and do it this quick? They would have, I don't want to get too graphic. Trigger warning. I don't want to get too into it, but to not carry any of that out and getting into your car, like we will hopefully find that the car, this Elantra, will be that'll be the ace in the hole, this car. Who knows? And that's probably something that we won't know until later on down the track. But it just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Right, let's have a look. Try and catch some of you here. Nobody really knows what's going on in another person's mind, so there's no right or wrong way of murdering people. There certainly isn't. You are absolutely right. What we got here? It's not PTSD. These people need to understand how PTSD works. And I think what we're saying here, DJ Deadman, robots, you're right. There's a lot of how can I say? People don't get it. I don't think people fully understand PTSD. And I think if people took the time, rather than watching 5-hour lives, listening to people like me talking shit half the time, and looked into things that constantly crop up, like PTSD, like if you guys went and spent 5 hours reading about PTSD, that would give you a much better insight into this whole case than it would listening to me or Grizzly or, any of the other channels for 5 hours. That's going to tell you a lot more. But, I'd rather you came and spoke to me so I couldn't tell you to go watch someone else. But I'm just being honest. I'm just being brutally honest. People spend too much time investing in creators talking about things when they could go and do some homework on what PTSD truly is and how it affects somebody, and speak to people who truly suffer with PTSD. Like I say, I'm surrounded by them. T-Rev757, welcome to Harsh Family, my friend. How are you? If you have not been and checked out this guy's channel, guys, go and check him out. And if one of our fantastic mods could put his link in chat, please, that would be fucking wonderful. What do we got? Member for 9 months, Dixie. Fucking it. I'm fucking hell. That's gone quick, innit? That has gone quick. What do we got? Let's have a look. Let's try and catch you, Dixie. Celebrates 9 months of membership. Why search warrant of the apartment could risk safety? Again, that was something blown completely out of proportion, Dixie. It wasn't to do with a direct public safety. I believe what it meant was, if information gets out, I think they pretty much know who did this. And they know that if too much information gets out into the public arena, actual facts, things that are real and true, then someone who is clued up. Now, if Brian is quite smart and his defense team are good enough, now they could turn around and use the fact that that information has gone into the public arena and it has been tainted and get that thrown out. And if that happens and they can have a mistrial or something like that and he goes back onto the street, then that's where the public are in danger. If that does not, if the police then can't keep him in their eyes because they feel he's guilty, if they can't do their job and keep him in there, then you're in danger. I'm doing good, brother. Just here listening to you, and you make a good point on soaking into the definitions of PTSD, shock, etc. 100%. I'll stand by that. Like I say, go and check that stuff out. Go and read about these things. It's what we have to do to be fair with people, to be fair with everyone. We must fully understand some of the things that we're saying, to either say this is why they're doing it or this is why they didn't do it. You've got to understand yourself. You can't jump on a bandwagon and say, no, I agree with that. I believe it's PTSD. If you yourself don't understand PTSD And you can only say that you understand PTSD if you yourself has listened to someone who has got PTSD and they have spoken about it. Not even people with the textbooks, because they ain't got a fucking clue either. Annette, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And Valerie as well, thank you very much. You don't have to donate, by the way, guys. Donating is not mandatory over here, please. I'm not saying I'm not being ungrateful. People will be like, he's ungrateful bastard. No, you just don't need to do it. And yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Warrant was sealed before the arrest and search. Yeah, because they knew who it was. They pretty much knew who their target was right from the start. And I would imagine, Paul, that they knew where this was going to go down the track. They were warned this is going to, because of the fact it was 4 young students, it was the way it was, this is going to be a media frenzy. They preempted that it was going to hit social media and what the danger of that was. So that's why it was worded like that the police wouldn't be able to police properly. And by the police not being able to police properly, there's public not safe. But let's have a look. What's that? Too many people claim they have PTSD over the absolute lamest shit. Because, again, it's easy. It's easy to blame something like that, isn't it? Mental health is an easy thing to use as a defense, and that's why states like Idaho don't allow mental health really to be taken into consideration. There's no insanity plea. He can't plea insanity, which makes you wonder why he didn't just stick to his own fucking state and do it there, because he'd have probably been better off, because he's either going to get the death penalty or he's got a plea. That's the way I look at it. I don't know whether you guys feel the same way, but that's the way I see this going. This guy's either got a plea, he's got 6 months for them to find a technicality they can get him out on, or they're going to be saying, look, mate, I suggest you plea and take it. But I wonder whether we'll find out if he's a true narcissist or not, because if he's a narcissist, he'll go for it. He'll try and battle it. If he's got any sense whatsoever, he will he'll take a plea, I think, if he's guilty. And again, I'm not saying 100% he is, because there could be a shock. I will say nothing else has happened. The only way BK would be involved is if BCK befriended and used his vulnerability. More of a case study of an unsanctioned death versus sanctioned during war. And again, I'm not saying it's beyond the realms of possibility. But then, could he have been manipulated? Could this guy have been manipulated to help him? Yes, he could have been. But that's not then due to PTSD. That's a different issue altogether. If that makes sense. You know, he couldn't have been manipulated because of PTSD. He could have been manipulated and he had PTSD. There we go. What do we got here? Let's have a look. I love how you explain public safety. Great point. That's it. That's the way I look at it. Laura. Oh, I'm butting in on people's conversations. Hey, smoke shop girl. Have you found a therapist who is more than just trauma-informed, who actually specialises in the specific trauma you've endured? Please think about it. You shouldn't have to be stuck. Please answer that. That was an important question. What else we got? Harsh, do you think he killed before? Do you want me to be honest? If it's him, if they truly have the right guy, yeah, I do believe he has. And I'll tell you why I believe he does. And I think one of the most telling things is, and that is the speed with which he did it. the speed with which he did that tells me that he was either so far detached, because what you've got to think is, if that was someone's first time, they don't know how they are even going to react to that. Do you know what I mean? To think about it, to look at pictures of things, to say that he was, you know, he is obsessed with serial killers and all this, that's very different than taking that kind of weapon and doing what was done there. That's a whole different level. That is, you know, and none of us, hopefully none of us, will ever understand that. But why do you think, and this comes full circle now, back to PTSD, because why do people think that PTSD exists? PTSD exists because people join the forces. And I'm not saying all of them do. Some of them have massive, massive values and want to be part of a system that protects their home countries, to stand up for the rights of people. Some people just want to don a suit and go out and shoot people. But they don't know how they're going to react when they see what they see. And that's where PTSD comes from. They start to see things, the massacres, they see people getting killed and getting blown away, and that's their body's natural response to that. And that's so for Brian to have gone into this situation blind of it all and done what he did, again, if it's him, to me, this ain't his. I think he must have done it before. I genuinely. Or we've got bigger problems on our hand. He's far, far more dark and far more dangerous and far more. It's probably something that we've never seen before. For him to go in at this speed, to do what he did, get out of there, not take anything out. Like I said, we spoke earlier on about the blood and what have you. Didn't take it out, seemingly. To be in, out like that, gone. That's some serious. You've got to. There you go. I don't know. That's some skill. A skill that I wouldn't. You know, I'm not saying kudos to him. The guy's got skills. You know, it's not like that. He's not like a fucking basketball player, and I'm Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. I'm saying, but if he'd never done this before, that's jumping a few rungs on the ladder. So, yeah, I believe that, you know, how many cases around within driving distance, how many haven't been solved that are similar? People who have been murdered in their sleep. People have gone into their homes and done it. And if you cannot say who did do it, you cannot say who can't. Not unless you can 100% say where this person was on this specific night when this happened. So, yeah, in answer to your question, if it's him, and this is the guy, I personally feel this is not his first time. That's just a vibe that I get. What do we got? Girl interrupted. It's possible that's why he's so sure he will be set free, or was, and didn't think he would be caught, because he wasn't before. And to be fair, this is another thing that was said. This could be why he made the mistakes that he made. Did he become overconfident? His overconfidence and what had been missed before, things that perhaps sloppy policing in the past led him to a false sense of security. And we can't say that there isn't sloppy police work elsewhere. In fact, when we now look at this situation of how Moscow have potentially handled this, if they've got the guy, they handled it fantastically. They did everything right. yeah, right at the very beginning, they perhaps gave a little bit too much and had to retract some of it and backpedal a bit. But on the grander scheme of things, they did well. And do you know what I mean? I just, perhaps poor policing on other cases that have gone unsolved, it screwed him over. He wasn't ready for a force who was going to do their job. I could be wrong. I could be completely talking utter shit. But who knows? That's my take on it. What do we got? Bonnie. Let's have Bonnie. He seemed to make a lot of mistakes, just tracing phone and car and leaving some evidence. I bet there is a lot more we don't know about. And there's going to be. I genuinely think that. I genuinely think that. What do we got? T-Rev. I need to talk to you about a few cases similar to Sean Doherty's. I've been in contact with the mother of Christian and I'm not even... You'll get used to this. There's some words that I stay the get away from. Keep up the great work, Charles. Great coverage. Thank you very much, my friend. Like I say, everybody, if you haven't checked out that guy's channel, do please head over there and show some love. And if we can have that link one more time in chat, please, so people can jump on if they didn't the first time round. But yeah, I'll talk. I'll reach out or hit me up in email. My email is in the description, my friend. Just put your channel name in the subject field and I will get it. And yeah, so that's, yeah, in terms of the Kohberger case, obviously we've now got 6 months of kind of looking to see what's going to be said. We have to appreciate that there's going to be a mixture of people now. It's going to be a mixture of people who's going to be trying to jump on the coattails of it. You know, being on social media, getting noticed on social media is what a lot of people want to do. You know, it's the new thing, isn't it? There's people, thank you very much, Mr. Duffield, $2 there. And what I'll say is, Mr. Stephen Duffield, is you need to be quicker on the chat. You've got some challenges, my friend. Oh, Ron, Miriam, they're quick. They're quick. You need to be quicker. And, yeah, what was I saying? Southern Logic. Is Southern Logic in the house as well? Hello, my friend. I'm fucking blind. I mean, blind, so I ain't seen you yet. But hello. Forgot what I was saying. More cases. Sean Doherty for a start. Sean Doherty case. If you do not know about the Sean Doherty case, I've got a playlist with, with a lot of information in there. Those videos in the Sean Doherty playlist are actually the mum's actual words. I did a video in there as well. There's a short little video clip. I was given permission by Sean's mum to use that. I spoke to her a couple of weeks back. So, yeah, that case is horrendous. And I think what T-Rev is likely to have found is, again, just the lax police work. The problem that we've got now is it's just money. Everything's money. And if they look at someone and think this is going to cost us money and we're likely to not get anywhere, it's going to be a pain in the arse, then they're not going to do anything. I think that there are police people out there, police forces out there, who will genuinely be like, can't be bothered. Well, if they can spin it some way, then they'll spin it. Look at the Kylie Rodney case and Placer County, Nevada County. Look at that. There we go. That is a common example. Thank you very much for joining, Stephen. That might make you quicker as well. Might make you quicker. What do we got? How long have we been on? 44 minutes. Friggin' hell, that went quick. Didn't it? Like I say, going to do a couple of videos tomorrow, just touching on a couple of elements on the Idaho case tomorrow. One will probably be a thumbs up for people. The other one's going to, in general fashion, piss people off, because that's what I normally do. But let me go down here. Let's have a look at this quickly. So, what are we looking at? What's going on here? Fucking laptop. Right. Let's look at this. Press the right button. Knobhead. Right. This is... have to keep going back up and back down. Let's get me up here out of the way. Look. So, Anna Walsh. So, Brian Walsh, this guy is a complete and utter fucking idiot. I want number one in chat, if Brian Walsh is guilty. Number two in chat, if he's innocent. Check this out. Number one, he's guilty. Number two, he's innocent. Great to be on board. Finally, loved your approach. No BS. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you, my friend. Good to have you on board too. So, yeah, let's see. Number one, he's guilty. Number two, he's innocent. I'll be interested even if we get no funny business. Put a number two just to ruin it. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Yeah, look at that. That is what's known as a fucking landslide. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Why ain't he been arrested yet? Will someone please tell me why this guy why has he not been charged with it yet? Not arrested. And why is he always fucking smiling? What is wrong with this guy? Is he fucking mental? I've never known someone to be up to his neck in that much shit and be pleased about it. I don't get it. And check this out as well. This is quite funny for those of you who haven't seen this. And who are the 4 people who are thumbs down? You better change that. 4 thumbs down. What's that all about? Bloody thumbs down. This is funny. This tells you everything that you need to know, doesn't it? So this silly friggin' idiot. So he hung notes. Brian Walsh hung a sheet of notes praising him in his home. So if that isn't narcissist 101, I don't know what is. Brian, I just love you. You are what a man, friend, father is. Your humour, love, wisdom, support, courage is inspiring. You are worth everything. Love you always. Twat. That buzzer, that bleeper don't work properly. That's not me. That's not me. A wrinkled sheet of white paper covered in at least a dozen handwritten notes, heaping praise on Brian Walsh, including from at least one participant in a life coaching group he attended, hung on the wall of his family's home in Cohasset. A post can reveal. There's a picture of it, look. All these. What the fucking hell is that about? Genuinely don't know what's going on. Genuinely do not understand. Please, someone tell me what is going on. If they haven't found a body, then who knows? They've found everything, though, ain't they? Found absolutely the guy has threatened to kill her in the past. She's gone missing. There's nothing to say that she left there. She was supposed to have got like an Uber or whatever it was out there, and she didn't. She had flights booked, she didn't take them. She's not used a card, she's not used a phone, she's not been seen by anyone. He reported missing, was ringing around doing all of his, what we've seen multiple times in the past. He went out and bought a murder kit, $450 worth of murder kit, and they find a knife and a hatchet, and what was it? There was pictures where, like, probably not connected, but nearby finding bones washing up and stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. World's gone crazy. Absolutely crazy. What we've got, we're back on the PTSD. I guess, and these are some of the late comers on here. PTSD can be completely debilitating. I'll most likely have to be dependent on medication for the rest of my life. I only leave my home 2 days a week to go to work. Bless you. But this is the kind of person who would be able to tell you 100% about it. Zero. Hello, Zero. What do we got? Brian's parents previously campaigned against the death penalty. Yeah, because they knew, likely, I need to be careful how I say this, my legal counsel has just said, because they knew that their son would probably be up against it at some point. But look, there could be a curveball. There rarely could be a curveball. Let's just put that there. Stranger things have happened, and we cannot rule it out. True Crimes of Faith. No, Cam and Milo Cam, please, and we love you too, Harsh. Thank you. He will be back. Do not worry. He will be back when I start filming at a different time. A lot going on. You'll see. He disposed of Anna where... Well, let's have a look. He disposed of Anna where they will never find her. I think they will probably find him because he comes across a bit of a spanner. I don't know whether he would be that clever. But he does look a bit cocky, don't he? So maybe he knows something that no one else does. BCK has a personality disorder. The depersonalization, derealization is meh. He doesn't describe the clinical definition. Everyone should go to the source online. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about depersonalization, derealization, and they don't grasp it at all. Just don't get it. What time is it there? The time is, I have no clue. The time is 20 to midnight. 11:37 p.m. What do we got? Before we wrap things up, because you know me, I like to be quick. In there like swimwear. Or out, in and out. You know. We don't just ramble on. I just don't see the point of rambling on forever. But I do thank you all for being here. What we will just quickly talk about is this, which is one of the most important things, if I can find it. This. Don't forget the iPhone giveaway. Now, put a number 1 in chat, please, if you know what I'm talking about, and a number 2 in chat if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about when I say iPhone giveaway. So 1, you know, 2, no clue. And then I'll know whether I've got to tell you or not. 1, you know, 2, you don't. We've got 1-1. So we have a bit of music. Bit of music. This song's good. So 1, there's a few 2s. 1-1, 2. Pretty much everybody apart from a couple. There's a video. For those of you who do not know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on. He says. I'm going to put this on for you. This is lovely. Just in the background. This song, by the way, is called Partners in Crime by Christopher Mo Levson. So we're going to see the rest of the chat out. Few minutes, just while I flick across here, show you where this video is. If you don't know what the iPhone giveaway is, or you haven't really got a clue what you're doing with it, go and watch this video. Hold on. I would play it, but I'm not. It's just boring. This one here. So it's win an iPhone. Go and watch that video and pay attention to that video. And if you do that, you could win yourself an iPhone 13 mini. Now, what I will say, for those of you who do know what I'm talking about, I will also say this. Now, I appreciate that not everybody wants an iPhone. Some people are weird and they like Android. Some people have got a phone that's better and are thinking, harsh, not even for you would I downgrade. So for those people, if you win, I'm going to contact you. Now, if you're a channel creator and you haven't got a phone and you think, I genuinely want to make a channel, I haven't got a good phone and that is what I want, I will get you it. If there is something else you want to the same value, might be a chair like mine, this Flexi Spot chair, which I'm going to show you again in a second. But yeah, if you want something else, then we will deal with that and you can have something else. But yeah, my chair, look at my chair. It's still here. I have had so many chairs. And this chair, that's the same people, Flexi Spot, who done my table. Remember? Bye. That's when he rips all of the wires out the wall. I've tidied the wires as well. Tidied it all tidy. But yeah, they do my table. I've done my chair. And best chair I've ever sat on. Best chair I've ever sat on, straight up. So if you are someone who sits at a desk for ages and ages and ages, please trust me. Brilliant chair. And the desk is as well, actually. I don't know what's going on there. But that is pretty much everything. If there's some things in chat, let's just have one last look in chat before I go. And is there anything you would like to talk about? Let's just shut this up for a second. I'll do one last round in chat. If there's any questions you guys have got, we'll have a 5-minute to bring us up to the full hour. Questions, shoot. And I won't get to everybody, but I'll just randomly grab some. We'll get rid of the phone off here. And let's have a look. Oh, and for those who are looking at the Flexi Spot stuff, all of the links, by the way, they are in the description. So do check that out. And if you want more information on the chair, reach out to me and I can give you anything that you want to know. If you want a video done of it to show you everything how it works, reach out and I'll do one for you. Because I'm nice. Gotta admit, I'm an Android for lifer. But my son is into video and thinks iPhone is the best. Now, I get Android are actually a good phone. I get that. What I will say is the Apple integration with how that works across everything is what makes them so good. You know, the laptops, the phones, the watches and everything. It's what makes them better. Right, let's go. What do we got? Is there any questions in here? Welcome to Harsh Reality. Thank you very much, Brianna. I didn't see you sneak in there. I can't find that splatter hoodie on DIY Joe. Email me and I will tell you how to get to it. I've just got a new one with lumbar support. Nice. Let's have a look. Because of overzealous police, what do we got here? Because of overzealous police, BK may get off on a technicality. Law enforcement went into DM's story because she is a woman. DM tipped the killer off. Trap House. Don't even get me started on DM. I'm doing a video on that tomorrow. I weren't going to do any more. Jenny, thank you very much. It's massively appreciated. And same with Addy, thank you as well. Stephen, once again, T-Rev, True Crime and Faith, Dawn. Who else have we got here? Paul M, Annette, Valerie. All of the people who have joined as well and who have been joined for a while. Yeah, the DoorDash delivery, someone else has put that. DoorDash delivery. The thing with the DoorDash delivery, what I don't get, is if Brian was watching that property or the killer's watching that property and they see someone go and deliver food, why would you then feel it's right to 10 minutes after they leave, 5 minutes after they leave, whatever, to then go in there and do what happened? You know people aren't asleep. It just doesn't I don't get it. Spiritual Eyes, thank you very much. ASMR fan, thank you. Give Milo kisses and Casper a fist bump. I'll fist bump him, all right? Good night and thanks for the live. I got the 14. Thank you very much. And like I say, thank you, Spiritual Eyes, for joining as well. And that's it. What do we got? I got to play with my grandkids today and loving it. I like hearing about families. Just don't happen anymore, does it? People just can't. This cost of living crisis. Like, I could go on a friggin' rant about that for the next hour. Just is sad. It's sad that people work their lives and, you know, they have to work so much just to pay for the stuff that they need to live, and they can't even spend time with their families. I just don't get it. The world's mental. Thank you very much, Laura Lou. Thank you. Yeah, I just don't get it. It's a crazy world we live in. Crazy world we live in. Truly is. And I do hope it gets better. I do hope it gets better. But with that, you know what it is. It's time to say goodnight. So with that, I will say good night. And remember, y'all are my babies.